back to my channel. I am Amber from Amber's Books and More, and today I have a massive unhaul video. So this unhaul was actually inspired by Julie over at Pages and Pens. She did an unhaul on her Instagram stories, and she rearranged her shelves, and it kind of got me in the mood to do it myself. So these are all the books that I'm getting rid of. There are more than 30. And disclaimer, some of them I did not like, some of them I don't have any plans of ever reading, and some of them I did like, but I got new editions, and I will talk about those as I get to them. Also, there was 5 books that will not be listed through here that I pulled out because I'm going to do a Try a Chapter Unhaul edition. So stay tuned for that video. That probably will go up in the next week or two once I get to reading those first chapters and finding out if I want to actually keep any of those based on the first chapter, and if I want to read any of those based on the first chapter. So let's go ahead and get into this massive pile of unhauls, okay? Let's do it. I'm just gonna start pulling, and we're gonna go through these kind of quickly. Okay, so these are, I think this is all of them. No, there's one more. I think it's down here. We'll get to it when I get to it. But these are some Karen Moaning books that were a gift to me by a friend that I don't plan on ever reading. So we have Changeling, Fae Fever, Witchling, Blood Fever, and there's one more in there that I'll get to whenever it somehow got at the bottom, I think down here. But I'm going to get rid of these because don't plan on really ever reading them. Okay, so then we have George Orwell, 1984. I thought I was gonna be a classics kind of gal. Turns out I'm not gonna read it. This is The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. I did actually get about 25% of the way through this, and I had already watched the movie, and it was basically different but the same, and I'm not into it anymore. Then we also have the Mortal Instruments series, The City of Bones, Book 1 in the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare. I don't have any plans on reading this one anytime soon. And also, I don't like this edition anyway, so if I do decide to read it later, I'll get the pretty ones that have like the spines that match up if I get them later. I doubt I'll actually ever read these, but you know. So then I also have The Lightning Thief, Percy Jackson book, the first one by Rick Riordan. I did get about 50% of the way through this, and it definitely is a good story. I just don't like this edition, and I don't plan on reading it anytime soon, so I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that. So this massive book that I'm getting rid of, I actually hauled not that long ago, and it's the Edgar Allan Poe Complete Tales and Poems. But when I was in New York City, we went to the Strand bookstore, and I picked up this beauty, which is the same thing, but much prettier. So I'm just going to keep this one and get rid of this one. Because basically I don't need it twice, right? So this one was one that I was sent by the publisher years ago when I had a blog, and I've tried to read it a few times and it just wasn't for me. It's called Hide Me Among the Graves by Tim Powers. I might like this if I read it, but I have so many on my TBR that I don't think I'll ever get to this one. Okay, second stack. We're flying through these. So the first one is Looking for Alaska by John Green. I don't really care for John Green's writing style, so I don't think I'm ever going to get to that one. The next one is The Mist in the Mirror, which is a ghost story by Susan Heal. This one I have almost unhauled 100 times and decided to keep it because it is so pretty and it sounds really interesting. But I just think that I need to get rid of it because I'm not ever going to actually read it. So the next one was another one that was sent to me by the publisher years ago, and it's called Wild Lake by Laura Lipman. I probably also would like this because it's like a thriller, and I usually do like thrillers. I just don't have, I don't know. So the next one is Upside Down, and it's The Circle by Dave Eggers. I wanted to read this because the movie was coming out, but actually, like, after reading reviews and after reading a few pages of this, I decided I really didn't care for it, so I'm just going to get rid of that one. So the next one is one that I actually did read and did not care for very much, and it's called The Bridesmaid by Haley Abbott. This one was just not for me. I read it for Java and the Librarians, and I'm never going to reread it, so there's no point in keeping it. Whoa. So the next one I'm actually kind of sad about because it's won some awards, but it just, I don't like literary fiction, and I don't know why I thought I would like this book because it's literary fiction. And this is Sing, Unburied Sing, a novel by Jessamine Ward. And I'm sorry about my mess over here. I have my soda that I've been drinking on, so disregard my mess. But this one is beautifully written, I will say that, and it has won, she has won some National Book Awards, and it is people have great things to say about this, and it is a Book of the Month Club book, which I hate getting rid of, but I just don't like literary fiction very much, and so I think that I can pass this on to somebody else that would really love to read it. So the next one is when I thought I wanted to get into graphic novels, which I did end up getting into graphic novels, but I found that I don't really care for manga very much, and that is Vampire Cheerleaders, Paranormal Mystery Squad. I tried to read this, but I don't like the black and white style of mangas, so I don't think that I'm ever going to finish that. So the next one is another one that is controversial because a lot of people love and a lot of people hate, but that is A List of Cages by Robin Rowe. And this one is hard to get rid of because not only is this part of the cover beautiful, but there's like stars on the inside here, and it's yellow on the inside. It's so beautiful. It is a beautiful book, but the story was not for me. I got 50 pages in before, it was a Job and Librarian's book. I got 50 pages in and I was like, I can't get into this, so I just watched the live show, and after hearing them talk about it, I realized that this is just not a book for me, and so I'm gonna get rid of it, even though this one is hard because it is so pretty. So the next one is the Divergent book. I read this a long time ago, didn't like the story enough to continue on with the trilogy, don't like this cover, it's gotta go. The next one is The Infinite Sea, which is book 2 of the second wave books. I didn't like the first one that much. I mean, I couldn't get into the first one. I'm not going to get into the second one. It's just not going to happen. And then here's that other Caramoning book, which is Dark Fever. All right, last stack. Here we go. Run through. So this is Throne of Glass. This is so controversial, right? But I do like the Court of Thorns and Roses series, but this is such a big series, and I don't want to. I'm sorry. I'm running out of room to put these down here. So this one is one that I searched adult mystery, and I found this, and the cover is actually really beautiful. It's Victorian London, but I got about halfway through this, and it just, I liked the character, the writing was okay, I just wasn't connecting with the plot. And even though this one is hard because it is a beautiful cover, I need the room to keep books that I'm not going to read, you know? So this is a mess. This is a mess down here. The next one is The Uglies and Pretties combination book, I don't know, by Scott Westerfeld. I saw this one talked about a lot on BookTube, but I just don't think it's gonna be for me, so I'm just gonna sell it back. So this one is not because I didn't like it. I got 12 Years a Slave by Solomon Northup. I got this for school. They actually asked me to read this for my history class, and it was beautiful, and it was heartbreaking, and it was really hard to read. And the movie was, we had to also watch the movie after we read the book in the class, and I did enjoy it, but it's too hard to read to ever reread, and I'm going to pass this on to Have Price Books. That way the next person that needs to read it for school or wants to read it can get it at a great price. So the next two books I read and I loved, but I'll show you. So this is Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. This I got off Book Depository, and so let me scoot these over and you can kind of see. So here are my Marissa Meyer's books, and you can see the way the spines look. It's got the thing and then a part here. So here's the Scarlet, and then this was not only way shorter than everything else, but the spine is not pretty because it's the UK cover, and I didn't like it, so I ended up replacing it with this Scarlet, and I'm gonna sell that one back. The next one is in the same vein, and it is The Unbecoming Amara Dyer. This was the UK cover because I could not find it here at the time. I went ahead and redid it because look, it was so much shorter than the other two here. I don't know if you can see that. It's a lot shorter, and these have that matte soft feel, and this one is more of a, I don't know what to call it, but it's not matte and it's not soft. So I'm just gonna, I replaced it, and I'm just gonna keep that one and put that one back. The next one is Paper Towns by John Green. Didn't care for it. End of story. The next one is The Fill-In Boyfriend by Casey West. I did somewhat enjoy this, but I don't think I would ever reread it, and I was only keeping it because it was a Job in the Librarian's book, but homegirl running out of room, so gotta get rid of it. The next one is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. I bought this cover because I wanted to read the story, and I really liked this cover, and I kept it for a while because of this cover, but after reading the story, the illustrations that she has in here, I don't think it really goes with the whimsical feel of the story. It's a little too gothic, so I don't want to keep this, even though this cover is really, really, really pretty. So these next two books are Dean Koontz books that I don't think I'll ever reread, but I did enjoy them. I'm just running out of room, guys. I gotta be good about getting rid of books that I'm not gonna read or not gonna reread. And the first one is The Taking, and this one is called Your Heart Belongs to Me. I really, really liked this one. This one was okay, but like I said, I'm never gonna reread these. And Dean Koontz's covers and books aren't really ones that are collectible, so I don't care. That's it. That was 32 books, I think. That's a lot. And I also have 5, like I said, that I'm going to film a try a chapter. So that's it. That's all I have for you today. That's plenty, right? This is going to be a long video. And I'm excited to make room. So what I'm also going to do, just an FYI, is redo my shelves a little bit. The bottom 2 shelves are books that I've read and loved, but I don't think that I need them out at the moment because I do want to get another shelf eventually, but I'm going to be moving probably in the next couple of months, and I don't see the point of, I live upstairs, of dragging a new bookshelf upstairs and then having to move it again. So I'm just going to wait until I move and get a little bit more room to put a bookshelf. So I have all my Sherilyn Kenyon books, and I have some Anne Rice, and I have like my Twilight sagas, and all that I'm not getting rid of. I'm going to box them up and put them on the top of my closet until I move and get more room to put those. But yeah, so I'm really excited about having some more room on this shelf because this shelf is just books that I have read. And the fact that my TBR shelf that I've sat behind before that has like the pretty pictures is halfway full now, and this one is overflowingly full, makes me very happy. That means that I'm reading more books than I am bringing in. So yay for me. But anyways, that's all I have for you today. Until next time, have a great day wherever you are, and I love you. Bye.